What's up, guys? Before we move on to the vaccination rate page, report page, I want to point out that we actually can do the data labels where the numbers are inside the bars instead of on the edge. Because this is like for at least this one in Europe, it kind of looks a little weird, like how it's half in, half out, versus these are all kind of right on the edge because of the spacing. It's all because of a spacing issue. If we have more like real estate as far as space on this page, then I'm sure it would like come out. But yeah, I'm not even gonna try to play with it right now. I think it had to be this way, real estate that way. But anyways, let's go ahead and turn this off. Do data labels, and in data labels, what I didn't notice at first, because I thought this was a good idea at first when we first were playing around with this, but we only had it in the I think we only had it at the second decimal place. I didn't know you could change the decimal places because I saw when it was at the second decimal place, or it was a two, these were the same, and I'm like, this still doesn't give me a distinguishable number to where we can tell which one has more unless we hover over it. And I was like, that was the whole point of putting the numbers over so that we could just establish that um, which one had more. Um, Granted, they are in greatest to least or greatest to least, but it still looks like these two are like right on the top of each other. You could see a slight, it's very slight, a slight tick for North America, but it's not much. So instead, what we just go ahead and do is just go ahead and add three decimal value places, and look at that. We got 1.41 million, 1.410 million, right? So not much of a difference, but we can now establish that with this visual, and it looks much cleaner because we can actually see it. This one doesn't have it at all because there weren't even enough deaths to even have enough real estate to push out. So, but for the rest of these though, this looks pretty clean. This is pretty cool. So, without further ado, let's go to our vaccination rate page. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to follow a similar pattern to what we were doing on the first report page, where we have the numbers of the key numbers of what's going on with the vaccinations. But with the vaccinations, we're going to show the population. We are going to show our population vaccinated and our population fully vaccinated. And then we're going to do the percentages of the population with one dose and then the percentages of the population fully vaccinated to kind of give a perspective on what percentage of the world is actually vaccinated. So let's get started. All right, so we're gonna do that multi-card view. Where is it at? I think it's right here. Multi-row card, and we're going to pull in our people fully vaccinated, people with at least one shot, and then we're going to pull in our population. Well, look at that. We are in the trillions for our population. Is that the trillions? Yeah, we're in the trillions, and we're in the billions, the billion hundred thousand. I don't know how you say that. 745 billions and 564 billions. Yeah, that does not make any sense at whatsoever. So there's got to be something wrong. And since I've already done this project and done some data exploring, I know what it is, and it's the way that our Excel sheet or the way our data format is set up with the way our world and data was capturing the data. in the way that Power BI is consuming it right now. So if you look here at our field, want to check the field, people fully vaccinated. It says it's taking the sum of the people fully vaccinated, right? The people fully vaccinated column. So if we go back in our data, we have the people fully vaccinated column, right? Cool. We want it to sum, but idea we want it to sum by each location where it sums the people fully vaccinated in the United States plus the people fully vaccinated in Canada. And if you didn't do any data exploring, you wouldn't know that this would be an issue. And I had to do some digging to find this out. So let me go ahead and show you what's going on here with our data. I think I already have my data filtered out to show you actually. Yeah, I have just Africa selected, and I have Equilateral Guinea. I guess it's a country. It's a country in Africa. So look, if you look here, we have our dates. It looks like we are capturing the data about, or our world in data was capturing the data at different points in time. It seems like this between March 26th and February is a month. 26th and the 18th looks like about almost about a month, and then there's like a week right here, a week or a week couple of days, and then here is like a month, but here is like the same week. So this number updates, this people with at least one vaccination updates. So with that, however many more people they got vaccinated, it just adds on to this number, and then it just adds on to the number, and then adds on, and then adds on. What Power BI is doing is adding all of these numbers, which we do not want, because this number is not, that's not what this number is representing. So this is a data flaw that is within our data, within how our data is captured. This isn't optimal, but um, it isn't impossible to work with. So we will make do with what it is. And we also have the same thing going on with the people fully vaccinated. Our population stays the same because it's just the population as of the date we pulled this, the data we, or it's the population as if we pulled the day, excuse me, the day you pulled the data down, the day I pulled the data down, or you. So if you pulled it down today, this number will be different, but it will be different from my number, shall I say, but it'll be the same throughout the whole time period because the population is as of the day you pulled it. So if we go to our population, we have this number that's in the trillions, and that is the same issue. It's adding all of these, adding the population up. What we want to do is we want to take the max. We want to take the max number of each location, which would be like each location in Africa, right? So we got let's go to Egypt, and then take the max number of Egypt and add them together, not the rolling number, because this will be inaccurate. So um, what we will go ahead and do, which I've already done it, is I created these DAX measures. We've created DAX measures in our last report, but this is more to actually get the data to what we wanted, to true up the numbers, because the numbers are way off. There's only about almost about 8 billion people in the world. So we know this number is wrong, and there can't be more vaccinations than there are people in the world. That doesn't make sense. At least with a new vaccine, with a new vaccination. I mean, the vaccination hasn't been out that long, and they're only recommending you to get it once. As of now, I mean, it's from what we know, we people are only have gotten it once, and anything additional have been boosters. There hasn't been get your vaccination, so there's no way these numbers can be correct. There's you know needless to say. So I've already created these measures, and I'll just kind of go through and show you what we did because I wanted to make sure the numbers were right before I had started the video up. So let's do another card. Another card. Let's do the true, fully vax, true people with one shot, and true population. See, look at those numbers. That's much more accurate than what we have based off because it was doing that rolling number. So there are about 8 billion people in the world. I had looked. This number was kind of hard to find people with one shot, but the numbers are pretty accurate. I had looked up. I have filtered the data down up to the United States to see what percentage of people were vaccinated, and with my numbers that I have now, they match the United States numbers on online as of today. Granted, you have to think about that the numbers will be a little different just because depending on the time you pulled the data. But for me, they matched. They were same. If at least they were in the same ballpark, I would have been happy. But they matched actually. They were 65%, 65%. So um, with that being said, let me go ahead and show you these measures and kind of explain what's going on here. So you know how we create measures. You right click the table that you want to add the measure, click new measure, and then it'll pull up that DAX formula query or DAX formula editor right here. And then you'll just name your measure, and then we'll put the formula in. So let me show you the first one. I'm gonna show you all of them, and then we'll keep going. I think I gotta. Oh, we gotta click to see the calculation. You have to click the field within the table. So we're using this sum x. We're using this sum x formula, and what sum x does, it takes two values. It takes two values. It takes a table, and then it takes a calculation. So in this first part, which is the first part of the sum x, we're taking the values when we're using this value function, which says, okay, look in my COVID data, look at my COVID data table and look at the location column. And the values brings back each unique value. So each individual country and the location table is unique. So we bring back each country. So we bring back United States, Canada, Egypt. We all bring it back once. So that's what we're doing here. We bring that down for each row. We bring down, or for each value, we're bringing down a unique value in this location column within that table. And then we're telling um, we're telling it to calculate the max of people fully vaccinated based off of each row or unique value. So it will go um, United States here, one row, and then the max value of that people fully vaccinated would be 200. I think it's 300,000 or 200,000. If I'm correct, it's like 200,000 or 300,000, either one. And then it will add it to the sum of the calculation. So to add each it'll add each location and max value. Sorry, I was losing my words. Whoops. Let me show you an example if it's not as clear. But it would be more like the sum x is saying, hey, give me the United States. That's a unique value in our location column. And give me the max people fully vaccinated. And it does this, whatever. So say it's 300,000, or yeah, 300,000. It's gonna be a number form, but I was gonna type it out. and then it'll go Egypt. So we were just looking at Egypt, so that's the kind of first thing that came to my mind. I think it was like some low number. Say, let's just say like um 70,000. I don't know. I'm just making numbers for an example. I'm sure all these numbers are wrong. Then we do Canada, and then you do let's just say 15,000. Um, and then the sum x will take all those values and add them up, and that's where we're getting the our numbers now. So I was explaining that our numbers are rolling numbers, so where it's not it's not doing each new vaccination by like, oh, we had two new people vaccinated today, and then that's just two, and then the next day we got three. No, it's doing, we got two people vaccinated the first day, the next day we got two people vaccinated, but it shows four people vaccinated, so it's like a rolling number, which threw our numbers off way off, because you see that our numbers are in the trillions, and that doesn't even make sense with this formula. We bring everything back down to earth to where things should be. It's more accurate, um way more accurate. Like I said, there's about 8 billion people on earth. Let me pull that up. I looked it up. If I still got it up, let me see. Look at that. What is the population of the world? 7.8 billion. What do we have? We have 700 or 7 7,783,170. um I just messed that all up. 7,783,170,870 people. So they just rounded it up, 7.8 billion. That's what we got here. So yeah, that looks much better. That seems much more accurate for about 4.5 billion people fully vaccinated and about 5 billion people with at least one vaccination. That is way more accurate. So with that being said, we can get this out of here. Hit the delete. No, it's not deleting. Delete. All right, and let's do one more DAX calculation, and let's do the percentage of people vaccinated against the percentage of um, population, or not percentage of the people. We're going to do the truly vaccinated against the population to see what percent of the population is vaccinated, fully vaccinated, and then we're going to do the same thing for the uh, people with at least one shot. So let's do that now. We're going to do a new measure. All right, do a new measure, and we're going to call this percentage of people fully vaccinated. Um, oops. And then we're going to do the divide calculation, and we're going to put the COVID data, people with fully vaccinated divided by the COVID data population, right? And we're going to make it a percentage. Remember, we can do that here. We can do that here, and which is pretty dope. Instead of having to do like times 100 to get it back in decimal form. This should do it. All right, cool. Click out of it. Now we see our new measure right here, calculator. Let's see what it looks like. We've got 58.82% of the world population fully vaccinated. All right. Let's do that for the people with one shot. And yeah, we'll be done with this video. Sorry it was a bit long, but yeah, this stuff was pretty important to explain. Because our numbers are way off, and you got to understand your data to kind of see what's going on. If you see things that aren't like don't look right, you got to go back and check your data. You got to see what's going on. Make this easy on ourselves. We just gonna go ahead and copy that, and do another measure, and we're gonna do percentage of people with one shot. And I'm gonna paste that, and then we're just going to change this here. We'll just change it to true. I don't feel like typing it out. Let me just let it be intelligent for me, and boom, there we go. Make sure you remember to format that again to a percentage, so we don't have to do the times 100, and hit enter, or click out of it, and then to see what it's looking like, let's click back in this visualization, see what it's looking like. Just go ahead and check mark it or drag it in, and yeah, we got 65% of the people with at least one shot in the world, and we got 58.2% people fully vaccinated. So I think this is the table one. I don't want the table one. Let's change that to the card. Whoops. Multi-row card. So undo, and then multi-row card. There we go. All right. Sorry about that long video, but yeah, it was super important to explain that stuff. So we'll continue to keep the ball rolling and get to the next video. All right. See you.